Hey guys, Manga Unbox here, back for another video, and today I'm going to be telling you guys some series that surprised me. And what do I mean by surprised me? I kind of mean series that I didn't really know much about and then I ended up really enjoying, or things that I didn't really have high expectations for and then really enjoyed. Just stuff that like I didn't expect to enjoy a ton, but stuff that I just love. So I'm just going to get into 5 to 7 series that I picked out. The first series I'm going to get into is actually something that I talk about a good amount, and that is Rurouni Kenshin. This is a shonen manga. It's about this samurai who used to be very famous. He's still very famous. He killed a lot of people in the past, and now he swears to not kill anybody, and he wanders around as a Rurouni, and then he finds a dojo, and he kind of settles down, and a lot of things happen, and it just spirals into a great story, and I just really love this. It's one of my favorite shonens. It's like very highly rated for me. It's one of my favorites. It's in my top 10, if not, probably not my top 5, but it's floating around there. It's really good, and I highly recommend this. And I know the mangaka did some bad things, but I actually found this used for like 50 bucks, all 28 volumes, which is a really good deal. So I took that in. I didn't really know if it was going to be something I would really enjoy. I've heard good things about it, but I've heard more things about the mangaka, and then I ended up reading it, and then I just loved it. So especially if you could get this used, just try to experience this any way you can. Maybe read it on scans, but it's just really good. My second pick is Satoshi Kon's Opus, and this is a one-shot manga. This is all you get. This is all there is. It's by Dark Horse. Really nice quality volume, by the way. And it's about a mangaka who basically gets sucked into his own manga when he wants to kill off a certain character. And you see him interacting with all the characters he's created. You see him in the world he created, and it's just really interesting. I heard some good things about this. I heard East Coast Manga talk about it, and the plot seemed interesting, but I just kind of saw it as, oh, I guess I'll pick this up. It's only one volume. It sounds cool, and then I ended up really liking it. I read it in like 2 days. I probably would have read it in 1, but the day I read it, I was pretty busy. And it's just really good. The plot is just so interesting, and I think a lot of people should read this. It's very good. So next up we have a manga that's The Way the House Has Been, and this is actually a comedy manga. And the fact that it was a comedy manga is probably the main reason I kind of didn't expect it to be very good. I kind of expected it just to be pretty good. I don't really buy things if I don't think it's going to be good, but I just didn't think I would enjoy this as much as I did. This is like an 8 out of 10 for me, and it's just really good. It's about this former Yakuza boss member who becomes a house husband, and each chapter is episodic, and you see him kind of do things like going to the grocery store, and they kind of over intensify these situations, and see him, like, you see his Yakuza side, like, as a house husband, and it's just really funny. It's really fun. The volumes aren't too short, and actually, I think one thing that's undermined in this series is the art. Its art is very clean and very nice. It's just a really fun read, and I recommend it that you at least try out the first volume. Next up, we have one of my favorite manga. It's probably my second favorite manga. It's a 10 out of 10 for me, and it's something that I recommended for new manga readers, and that is Asylum Voice. And this series is just so good, and I know it's very highly acclaimed. People love it. There's a lot of good things said about it, but like for everything else, I did not go into it with the highest expectations, because that's what the video is about. But it just ended up being so good, and the reason I went into it not thinking it would be as good as I think it is now is because I was new to manga reading. Like, this was a new thing for me. Like, I didn't really have anything else like slice of life, kind of romance elements, and it just ended up being so good, and I really loved it. And especially if you're someone that doesn't read slice of life and doesn't read like any kind of romance-ish things, because this isn't really heavily romance. It's kind of has romance, but not really. I recommend Asylum Voice if you want to kind of get into new genres and experiment, but this is just this is just amazing. Okay, so now we have another series that I talk about on my channel a good amount, and that is Claymore. And if you've seen my other videos, you know I really like Claymore. And the reason I wasn't really so sure about it going into it was because, again, kind of like Asylum Voice and kind of like Rurouni Kenshin, for the Asylum Voice part, I was new to manga collecting. I didn't really know about this too much, and for the Rurouni Kenshin part, it was I got it really cheap, so that's the main reason I picked it up. Like, I saw it on Mercari, like all 27 volumes for like 80 something bucks, so I just picked it up. And I kind of just heard about it in the collection, and I heard it was really good. And I kind of heard about it in a video, but I've also heard like mixed things beforehand, and I was kind of conflicted, but then I ended up reading it really quickly and really loving it. The action is so good, the characters are good, it's just badass, and it's just dope. It's a really good series, really good art. Well, the art is good in some elements and not so good in others, but this is just a really good series. I think that people should try this out. I'm pretty sure there's a box set. I actually didn't get the box set because I just got the singles really cheap on Mercari. But like, I just think that this series is overlooked and should be read more. So this is the last series I'm going to be covering, and this is probably something that's a little bit surprising because it's getting a ton of hype now, but it's Jujutsu Kaisen. And like a lot of the series I've been talking about, this is something that I got when I was decently new to manga collecting. This was way back in the summer when Right Stuff was having their birthday sale. The first 4 volumes were on sale for like 20 bucks or something, so I picked them up in an order, and then I just binge read them, and I really liked them. I heard like some things on it. I just thought that this cover in particular was really cool. I didn't really know the premise. I just heard some people say, oh, this is a pretty good shonen. I didn't really hear any remarkable things. I don't really hear like the things that are being said about it now, but I just really enjoyed this from the first volume to where I am now. And if you read Jujutsu Kaisen, you know how good this is, and how much of a surprise I was probably in, because I just love this. I read all the 4 volumes I had in one day. It was just super good. Okay guys, so that's it for the manga series that kind of surprised me. I didn't have really high expectations for, but really liked. And I hope you guys enjoyed. Maybe leave in the comments some series that gave you a pleasant surprise, or series that you didn't really see coming that you just think are really good now. Because as you know, from what I showed you, I had a lot of those types of series. But if you liked the video, drop a like. If you want to follow the channel, I make manga content, subscribe. I also have a podcast, the Raku Otaku podcast, link will be in the description. And also follow me on Instagram for more. See you guys in the next video. Peace.